You've said a lot of things that have been really controversial with some people, and that's one of them. I happen to agree with you.
Yeah.
I think we're doomed as a nation. We're going to go down in history as one of those empires that kind of peaked and then kind of went away.
Overreached.
Yeah.
Selfish, arrogant. And now we have things like tequila lollipops, you know. and I counted. In the car wash about a couple of years ago by now. I counted of all the ways you could change the smell in your car, from things you hang on the window to beads to sprays. They had several delivery systems for this stuff. I counted over 200 different things you could do to change the smell in your car, and one of them was called new car smell. And I mean, it's over. Yeah. It's finished.
You have this great. I'm sorry, George. You have a great knack of taking the way people are thinking and just really making you doubt your own point of view. Like with voting, it's such a brilliant point you made about how people say, you can't complain if you don't vote. And then you point out how, like, the people that voted are the ones that put these people in office. Yeah, so you have every right to complain because you're not a part of it.
You stayed home that day. Of course I'm complaining. I didn't do this. It wasn't my work.
The greatest ability to narrow everything down to one simple, beautiful point, like anorexia. I think it's probably my favorite thing you've ever said is anorexia. Rich C's don't want to eat F them.
Yeah.
I mean, what a beautiful, accurate thing.
And it's so wonderful what nature is doing to smack us back. This arrogant species who overbuilds, overreaches, overuses, wastes, just completely lays waste and despoils everything it touches. Three-wheel vehicles, all-terrain vehicles. We're going to go everywhere there's some sand. We're going to make a mark, and we're going to make an ugly mark, and then we're going to not worry about it, and we're going to come home, and we're going to barbecue. You know, it's just a sick, it's disgust in my voice you're hearing. Good morning, welcome to Disgust.
You had a great take on the beheadings. Everybody's like, how horrible they are, and you said the beheadings, he said, F them, stay out of another man's country, Jack. Yeah. I'm like, God damn it, that was a good point.
You don't go to Iraq, you don't get beheaded. So now you know that. Put that on your list of stuff.
People think they have a right to not have their feelings hurt.
I know.
They actually think that's a given right that the forefathers wrote in that said, your feelings, they can't be hurt.
Right.
And that is, you could say whatever you want as far as hurting someone's feeling. They could come back at you and say something else. But,
that's that left-wing paternalism. Big white daddy. Big white daddy knows best. That came, everyone, we all got to understand that we could expect censorship from the right wing. Over time, we know that's where it's going to come from. But to expect it from the left wing, from the politically correct people in the campuses, especially the Eastern Ivy League campuses, that caught me by surprise. Rights are they're like the Three Little Pigs. They're like Pinocchio or the Boogeyman. We made them up. We made that up. We have 10 rights in the Bill of Rights in this country. Britain has 13. Why is God changing numbers on people? The Germans have 26. The Swedish have 29. Have 6. The Belgians have 29. Why would God give different people in different countries different numbers of different rights? So that's, again, it's that reduction to the obvious,
Where are the 4 places you draw from, though?
Well, the English language, social commentary, kind of, I think that's the best word for some of that stuff, because it's not political, really, more like social. And silliness, and observations, like about stuff, things that universalities, things we all know, and therefore you have half the job is done with the audience because they already know the premise, and all you have to do is kind of like then take care of business. Yeah. The Muslims are going to win because they're going to out reproduce us. They're already doing that. They will definitely have more babies than we do. And they don't care. You see, they have nothing to lose. I learned very early, growing up in West Harlem, you don't necessarily, if you have to, you have to, but if you don't necessarily get into a fight with some guy who doesn't give an F, a person who has nothing to lose will always beat someone who has things at home that he wants to protect. Always, 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 always. They don't care. They don't care, and there's more of them, and they're going to be more and more and more. Europe is already becoming Muslimized. That stuff is over. White race is on its way out. We don't even reproduce a replacement rate.
No, we kind of
barely replace ourselves. That's right. And the time is on their side, and we're so anxious to look at the next quarterly dividend. The next quarterly dividend. It's coming, folks, and some of you are going to be alive to feel the blade. To feel the blade. It's going to be wonderful.